You are as unique as your fingerprints. In every second that you are spending watching someone else, wishing you were them, or comparing yourself with them, or in competition with them, you are taking away from the time you could be spending diving deep into who you are and bringing that out into the world. But she is only succeeding because she's being authentic and showcasing and surfacing to the world who she really is. So the idea of competition is an illusion. You are the person writing your story. Hello everyone, and welcome to Life with Lo TV. My name is Layani Oliveira from LayaniOliveira.com, the founder and owner of Life with Lo. Life with Lo is an online platform really dedicated to the woman, really helping women reclaim their fullness, right? Reclaim their power, their health, their vitality, their relationships, and really owning who they are and speaking them truth authentically. You know, we cover things such as mindset, spirituality, as well as body wellness. All right, today's topic, which I really wanted to discuss and bring out to my platform, is this idea of competition. I wanted to talk about it because this is something that is so visible in the community and in a space that women are in. Somehow we are constantly in competition with each other, it feels like, or constantly feeling like we have to one up each other in many different situations, would lead to sometimes conflict, arguments, and just, you know, an endpoint that is usually not desirable for either parties, either females in the argument or conflict. All right, so let's talk about competition. Let's dive into it. Let's, think about it at the basic way possible. Usually that's what I do, trying to break down anything I discuss with my clients, as well as during my workshops. So competition. So competition is basically just competing. It's, when two people or more engage in this battle and this fight between one another to win at something. So, companies compete, and we could see companies such as, Apple and Microsoft. So they kind of do the same thing, although they do it differently. They're in competition with each other. So women could feel in competition when they feel like they're fighting the same battle, when they are, fighting for the same community, when they have the same end goal, when they have the same essentially purpose, or maybe if they're fighting for a person. So this is where competition kind of starts fueling in, when you think that in order for you to win, you have to be number one, and there is no room for two people to win. And what I'm here to say tonight and talk about tonight is competition is an illusion. There is no such thing. The idea that you have to fight for your worth is you completely claiming that you don't have none, and the person that you are competing with actually has a piece of it, and you have to hustle for it, which ideally is not true. And this is why it's not true. Competition is basically you trying to fight for a spot that is already yours. And how we can look at this is, for example, so I like to compare myself to, with the same purpose as, let's say I'm thinking of a platform. One of the platforms that I really, really enjoy, and I believe we have a common purpose, is an online Black-owned female business or online platform called the Black Girl And the people on this channel is just phenomenal. So if I still believed, like I did in the past, the competition existed, I would feel that because me and these women have the same purpose, we are competing for this one spot. When in actuality, I could never compete with these women the same way they can never compete with me. And this is why. Because I am the only Layani on this world. And I am as unique as my fingerprint. My body, my intellectual property, my experiences are so unique that it can never be duplicated. It can essentially never ever be, if there was a platform on who can win of being the best Layani, I would win every single time. If I knew myself and I could be myself and speak my truth authentically. So, if the owners of Black Girl was thought to be in competition with me, I would always win. And if I think to be in competition with them, they will always win. Because ideally, no one can have the same experiences as each other. And we break that idea down, it's kind of in this, framework. So my name is Layani, right? I am a certain age, so I have experienced life for a certain amount of time. I have two different human beings that tend to be my parents with two different personalities that have imprinted on me. I have three sisters, which all have different personalities that all have imprinted on me. I happen to be the youngest. I am an immigrant that migrated from the Cape Verdean Islands to the United States. I got an accounting degree as well as a communication minor, and through my journey I ended up being an author. Then I decided that it wasn't for me, and I really wanted to focus on what drove me as a person in my ambition of just really uplifting and empowering women to really see themselves who they really are, which is goddesses and queens and just sacred beings on this planet. So again, with everything I listed, right, with my parents being so unique, my sisters being so unique, my partners that I've had in the past, all the boyfriends, my friends, the school system I was in, the teachers I was involved in, all those are such unique experiences, right, that no one could ever compete with that. No matter even if me and you have the same goal, right, we have the same ambition, we have the same, physical product that we want to manifest from inside out. Those two products, if we can stick to being authentic and not copy each other, the two products will be completely different, because we are completely different. Every product that was ever invented comes from inside of someone. With that being said, that's why all the products that come out are unique, are spectacularly different, unless they are copying an original. So a lot of the times when you feel an urge to copy someone, when you feel the urge to compete with someone, that means that they are most likely living in their authentic self, speaking their truth, and they are so original and so authentic and so brilliant and powerful that you want to be the copy. So when you compete with someone, you are seeing their brightness, their light, and because you know inside that you are the same, that bright light, you want to mirror that, but you have to be able to shine your light like you shine, right? Because we could think about, these two different, completely different thing that we know on this planet. If I think of, a beautiful comparison is the moon and the sun. Right? So these two different planets are completely different in the solar system, right? So one, they're always there, but they look so different, right? So the sun is this bright orange, yellow, just, fireball. And then we have the moon, which is, it has different, it turns or illuminates differently, right? It is gray, sometimes seen as a light gray, sometimes a dark gray. Sometimes it's even red, depending on the lighting and the different elements in the universe and are up there, right? So if we think about it this way, right, the sun and the moon are so uniquely who they are, that if they decided to compete, not only would they wear themselves out, they would actually never win, because the moon could never be the sun, and the sun could never ever be the moon, because they are two separate things that were created with so much intention by the Creator, by the Most High, for their function similarly to you. So the idea that you have to compete to win, the idea that you have to compete for people to like you, the idea that you have to compete with someone else is an illusion. The only person that you have to compete with is yourself, which really leads to the idea or confirmation that competition does not exist. You can compete with your old self because you constantly want to elevate and keep uncovering different parts of who you are, this magnificent layered onion and being, goddess that you are as a woman. But you cannot compete with another person, because just like they can never be you, you can never be them. So instead of wasting so much time fighting this illusion that was programmed into our minds, they program us since a very young age of us being in school, we start competing. It's with grades. You know, A student, this is a B student, this is a C student. We start labeling ourselves. And what happens is when you label yourself, you put yourself in a box. Because if I'm a C student, that's who I am. I can never aspire to be an A. And if I'm a A student, that's who I am. And if I ever get a B, then I beat myself up about it because I'm an A. When in actuality, we are multidimensional beings. So I will end this video by saying you are as unique as your fingerprints. And the idea that you have to compete with someone else deteriorates you from digging deep enough to bring your light out to the planet, to bring out your uniqueness to the planet, and really letting us see your truth, letting us see a different expression of us through you. Don't take that away from us. Be who you are, be authentic. Find out who you are deep inside. Find what all those layers look like. And once they do, please know that your experience, the people around you, your parents, your culture, a lot of these elements you didn't choose. They chose you. Because the Creator, before she created you, knew what your purpose was on this planet. It made you as perfect as that purpose. So the 1 second you are watching me or watching her or watching him, you are missing the chance to watch you. To watch this goddess, this God that lives inside of you and bringing it out. So spend as much time as you can digging into yourself, competing with you know, the different old versions of you, and be in a playful competition of seeing, you know, what can I do? How can I up-level myself? How can I elevate myself? And the more you do that, it's just a playful game to see how much of a creator you really are and how much you are co-creating with the Creator. So again, competition is an illusion. You are as unique as your fingerprints, and every second that you are spending watching someone else, wishing you were them, or comparing yourself with them, or in competition with them, you are taking away from the time you could be spending diving deep into who you are and bringing that out into the world. Because if God breathed air into you, it's because she knew your importance to the planet. Thank you. And again, I am grateful you are here. My name is Layani Oliveira, and you can find me at layaniolivera.com. I am so excited that you are here, and I will see you again soon. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I am highly on Instagram, as well as Facebook. Okay, so join my Facebook group. It was very nice connecting with you, and I hope you took something out of it. Namaste. Thank you very much.